Welcome to the Tenderloin Diaries. This is Drew. Drew, can you share the moment you realized it was time to change or get off fentanyl?
I noticed or wanted to quit using fentanyl when I had too many family members like Narcan me and like bring me back after being blue and purple on the floor, and it got tiresome, like
Yeah,
having to do it over and over and over and over again, and just constantly like fighting that urge to like you know do it, and on top of that like getting well and not being sick, and like it's just too much. So
yeah. So how did you get off of it?
I got the Subutex shot.
Sublocade shot?
Sublocade shot. Yeah, I got the
Yeah,
Sublocade shot, which they give you like buprenorphine doses for like 5 days, and then you go in and they give you a shot in the stomach, and then you're good for like 3 months or whatever, and you can go in for a second shot, or you can, you know, taper off of
you don't even have to
it.
go back in after
You
you
don't
get a
have
shot,
to, no, but
but they
it,
recommend it.
yeah, they recommend it, and it definitely helps with like the urges to like want to go and smoke. Like if you go in for the second or third shot like every month or 3 months or whatever, like it helps. Like you don't fiend for it. Like you don't have the urge to want to go and smoke. Like, you know what I mean. You don't have that craving is what it is.
Yeah,
That's what the second and third shot are for, like to keep you from having those cravings like after you kick it and like are sober off of it and want to go back to it pretty much.
oh, I didn't know that. So essentially you used the Bernice Method where you gradually taper yourself on the Subutex and then got the shot?
Right. No, you gradually taper yourself onto buprenorphine, and then you get the
Yeah,
Subutex
through orally,
or
right?
Sublocade shot. Yeah, orally
Okay,
through
yeah, yeah.
pills. Yeah, they give you a little pill sheet, and it's got like Monday through Friday, and then you take it like 3 times a day for 5 days.
Yeah, the
and then,
microdosing method. Yeah,
yeah,
that's called
yeah,
the Bernice method.
yeah.
Okay. And then have you heard of the new direct to injection shot?
A little bit, not
Yeah,
entirely, but
yeah, it's something new. It's coming out, so get back to that another time. Um, so what was your initial reaction to the idea of quitting without withdrawal or with minimal withdrawal?
I was super stoked about it. It definitely, reduced a big portion of the withdrawal symptoms. Like the kicking and the stretching and the yawn, like all of it, the cold sweats, all of it, like it helped tremendously, like with all of those side effects and withdrawal
At that
symptoms.
at that point, it was just mostly like mental, right?
Yeah, at that point it was just the craving part of the withdrawal that, like, is in your head, like, like the want, not the need,
Yeah, just even the wants to
the
smoke,
feeling. Yeah,
it was
exactly.
just like just even if you're not getting high off it anymore, you're still wanting to smoke. So
No,
that's
not as much. After I got the shot, it wasn't so bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right on. So let's see. Can you describe any challenges you faced during the initial days of
Any
the treatment?
challenges
Yeah,
when I got the shot, or
like no, you're leading up to the shot, the first
leading
seven
up to the
days.
shot? Challenges was I don't like needles, and the shot, it's a fat injection with even fatter, needle gauge wise and lengthwise. It's like fucking that long, dude. It's fucking huge. I
Yeah,
don't like needles at all.
yeah,
So it was like
it didn't feel that great.
I had my homie like there like calling me a bitch if I didn't like get it, you know what I mean? Because I was like, nah, I can't do it, I can't watch none of it. I was like, I'm leaving, fuck this. And he's like, no, sit your ass down.
Right on. So how has your life changed since you quit?
Definitely more social and you know, active, like not just to sleep all the time, or like, lazy to go outside other than to go like make money for fentanyl, or whatever. It's definitely helped me out, and mentally and physically, and in life too, in society. It's definitely helped me get a grasp on growing the fuck up a little bit, and getting my shit together, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So how do you maintain your sobriety motivation right now?
um Through friends and
Yeah.
family.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
very important to have like
a
a
support
social.
group.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
not
it's
it doesn't
crucial.
even have to be a friend, like family, you know what I mean? Like it could just be friends, or like people that you're close with, or just anyone like a counselor at school, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like somebody to talk to, you know, and like somebody to go and like, you know, play some catch with at the park, or like take the dog out or something, like anything to keep yourself busy, you know, like go get a new hobby or a couple of them for Christ's sake, like more than one, you know, like go out and go kite surfing or fucking, you know, mountain bike riding or fucking dirt bike riding, or just something to keep yourself constantly busy. Like if you're not, like, you're gonna relapse, you know, and it
Right.
sucks, but you have to find something to cope with that want and that, like, you know, urge to go and smoke. Like me personally, I play video games. You know, that's my coping method. Whenever I want to do some fentanyl, I just hop on my Xbox or PlayStation, whatever it is that I got at the time, and I like play some video games until I'm cool, you know what I mean? And I don't want to smoke anymore.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Yeah, that's why I'm working on, building like it, building what I'm building is just to like make this platform where people can connect,
yeah.
right? So like kind of like how I have dating apps, but more like an app that will be eventually where just like sober people or sober-ish people can connect and hang out and like all support each other, you know?
That's cool.
Because it shows like with social proof, right? If people post their stuff out there, they're 30% less likely to relapse.
Yeah.
So, which is really cool. And then you saw me, get off fentanyl.
Yeah.
How did I like,
Influence
impact?
me?
Yeah, if I did at all.
It was definitely motivation in the sense of like, I didn't want to be like the only friend in the group or whatever, you know, still using or like continuously using, you know, and it helps when, you know, other people, you know, want to just not use anymore, like quit doing it and stuff. So when you got off of it, you know what I mean? Like it definitely helps me like stay in that mindset, like stay off of it, stay away from it, you know what I mean? Like people around me like constantly on the streets walking down San Francisco are like smoking and doing it, and you know, it's just something that you got to like, you know, block out and keep it stepping or keep it moving and just keep on walking, you know. So
For sure. And last question. What do you think about how you can like, go do things like kite surfing, snowboarding, skydiving, and like, turn it into like a, actual like, sustainable income through the
how
content creation
how
and
do I
digital
want to,
products?
or how do I
No,
think
what
I
do you think
can?
about that? Like, that'll
um
empower a lot of individuals, I think.
I think it's definitely a good source of networking, you know, and it could be potentially a very in increasingly like climbing used sort of network or app or, you know, social media site or whatever. I think that with how modernized the world is becoming in social media and everything, internet, and like just everything's online or like, you know, through video call or like stuff like that, you know, like after COVID it was like everything moved to like, you know,
Digital. Yeah.
digital and like social distancing and like all this, you know what I mean? But now that it's not like COVID, like lockdown anymore, like, or quarantine or whatever, like people are starting to come out more and like socialize and stuff again. So I think it's a good chance to definitely make something of an app or a website or something for
Yeah,
people
just
to do
just
that.
the
Yeah.
courses that people can follow and replicate that I've done and other
Yeah,
people do,
for sure.
where you use artificial intelligence to streamline most of the processes or automate it. So pretty much any individual that has decent, literacy skills,
Yeah.
can do so. So, right on. Well, I appreciate your time, and
Of course.
so yeah.
Thank you.
And then also, so I'm gonna be able to turn this into digital products, and more than likely be able to sell it for you on what platform. We'll decide on
For
revenue
sure. Or
shares.
if you
So
want to post it on YouTube and shit like that, like let me know and